All right, what's good, guys? So today I want to go over basically um pairing volume profile with the IB range of the market profile. Um, like I said in earlier videos, I am on my order flow journey. So here's a couple things I've learned with IB profile. Market profile specifically is sort of an indicator that will show you where, like volume profile, except it is displayed in letters. Each letter A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. is presented as a 30-minute period. A being the first 30-minute period, B being the second 30-minute period, C being the third 30-minute period. You get it. Um, and let's say we have a cluster of letters over multiple rows. We now see that price spent a lot of time here, and that's basically saying buyers and sellers are agreeing here. Market profile POC should align with volume profile POC, and if they don't, apparently that's something you should look into, but I haven't gotten that far yet. But we go over the IB, and what the IB is this first 60 minutes of the trading session. You mark out the lowest point and the highest point, and you compare this to previous IBs. And what this can show you is that, are we in a balanced market? Are we respecting yesterday's IB high and low? Did yesterday's IB high and low respect the days before that's high and low? And basically, it can tell you, are we trending? Are we discovering new balance, or are we balanced? And yeah, here are some notes I wrote down. So some scenarios that you can use with yesterday's IB high and low is, if we open inside of yesterday's IB, it's balanced context. Rotation is more likely, aka sh short range, almost chop, if you want to call it that. Um, IB extremes as reference for fades. So basically, don't try to catch a breakout or acceptance continuation. So that's number one. Number two, opening above yesterday's IB high. So in this scenario, we have a bullish gap. Watch for acceptance above the IB high. Acceptance is considered sustained time trading above the IB high, um, or failure, failed auction, right? Are we accepting above the IB high to possibly continue higher, or was it a failed auction? Are we going to go back lower? If price opens above the IB high and holds, that level now becomes support. If it fails, aka failed auction, short to the midpoint. Or, of course, high volume nodes, volume profile POCs, market profile POCs. And then third scenario is we opened below yesterday, IB low. Bearish gap, same logic as scenario 2, except reversed. If we hold below, we can expect bearish continuation. Recovery above equals filling in the IB range or value area if we are in one. So here is some stuff I wrote down, or some stuff I went over on TradingView. So this is 9:30 open on Monday, July 6th. This is, I guess it's up here. It doesn't really matter though. This is the end of, holy shit. This is the end of the IB range right here. this 1030 high, and ignore this volume profile. But what you can see here is that market open. Let's turn on my indicator for this. This is so annoying. Okay, my indicator just doesn't go this far. Anyways, market open is right here. And as you can see, at market open, we are lower. We have accepted below yesterday's IB level. As you can see, we are balanced. If we can use auction market theory here, we were balanced. We're in the discovery phase, aka the imbalance phase, and now we are balanced again. So what you can say here is, well, first set of confluence here is that we opened up and we accepted below the IB level. We can either continue balancing or enter the discovery phase. So, aka see what market does and act off that. So in this situation, you could be like, you know what, I'm bearish. We have failed to recover yesterday's IB range. We have accepted below it. And we are now entering the discovery phase of the auction market theory. So 2 notes here. Number 1, this is where you draw your volume profile, okay? And this is not the POC, but I drew this line here. What do we have? We have a high volume node. We have a high volume node because price was balanced here. Buyers and sellers were agreeing, so there's a lot of volume here, a lot of orders created. So what do we do off market open, right? So market open immediately trades higher. And what this is doing is it's doing 2 things. First of all, we are re-entering this value area, okay? And we rejected off of the midpoint of this value area. But anyways, more importantly, ignore that because that isn't too significant when you look at the overall picture. We have a very high volume node from this balanced price action. So we come up, we hit this high volume node, and price starts filling orders, etc., and we start to go lower. To be honest, your entry isn't really down here. With the proper software, you could really get in here, or if you don't have the proper software and you're kind of just waiting for candlestick confirmation, you can enter here and target the next high volume node. And this would have been 160 points, which is a insane trade. And yeah, so I guess just to go over this trade again, we marked out yesterday's IB levels overnight and into the market open. We have accepted below yesterday's IB session low. We are currently balanced below yesterday's IB session low. So we can use that to say I want to continue lower. I want to seek new objectives, okay? So now that we have our daily bias, we are just waiting for an entry. Market opens right here. We come up about 95, 94 points into this high volume node. We absorb orders and we can now take a trade to the downside. Very nice. Let's go over another one real quick. I believe I already marked this one out. Yes. So Wednesday, July 8th, IB. And by the way, this is the high. This is the low. I did not mean to do that. So yeah, as you can see, this was a failed auction to the upside. Um, Also, using a composite volume profile would probably tell you to be bullish after this London session. But anyways, for this New York AM session, we can take the first 60 minutes. 9:30 opens here, and then the highest point between 9:30 and 10:30 was up here. Okay, so that was July 8th. Now, July 9th, we're marking this out, and we're realizing, okay, market definitely accepted higher. We are going higher, seeking new things. We are in the discovery phase of the auction market theory. So basically, you're just saying, I want to be bullish. Market opens. We did have this little swing right here. What did I just do? I don't know what I just did. I hope I didn't mess anything up. But anyway, we did have this little swing right here. I personally, I did trade this day, but with less context because I wasn't as informed as I was. But we did hit a high volume node, and you could have taken that. But me personally, I wanted to see the POC get tapped. So anyways, we come higher. Two things I want to mention here. There's so much confluence in this trade. So if we take a look at, hold up. If we take a look at the value area low to high from Asia session to London session, we see two things. We accepted above it, so that's even more confirmation to be bullish. And it acted as support as the 9:30 swing, as well as filling volume. So you could have taken that. I personally didn't. So market went higher, filled orders on a composite profile. Don't have that information right now, but we dropped a lot, and what we did was we dropped about 300 points. We first of all revisited this volume area high, which number one is support. Number two, and more importantly, we have a POC of the value area. Very important confluence, so we can use the POC plus the, I don't know what to call it, this pullback model into the value area high plus the POC plus accepting above yesterday's IB session high. We can definitely use this setup to go higher. I did take this trade. I entered here about approximately in this wick, targeted this. Although I will say I was just doing that to kind of, you know, I haven't mastered the strategy, so I'm not going to go for 400 points. But with some market experience and experience in this strategy, you could realize, okay, market isn't in a discovery phase just to completely reverse off this. Which, keep in mind, there's not that much volume here. So realistically, if this setup is valid, it should take us a great distance. And you definitely could have targeted this high. You could have even targeted higher. But yeah, I think this high is probably your best bet, or this high volume node. But yeah, those are two examples of how you can kind of use yesterday's IB high and low as a kind of bias for your AM session. Um, by the way, I know that was a lot of yap about IB highs and lows, and I started with market profile. I am trying to kind of figure out the best ways to plot these things because on TradingView it kind of sucks. I mean the volume profile is kind of the best they got to give, and even that isn't completely accurate. Because like I said, or I didn't say this, but different softwares have like real time access to this data. This is just like basically what how the candles acted, I guess. But yeah, I want to explore more software to accurately plot market profile, volume profile, and kind of just get the best accuracy for these concepts. So yeah, thank you guys. This is just I kind of just wanted to talk this out because I feel like I do better with things when I talk about it. So this is basically my current my current knowledge of IB session highs and lows and how you can use them to come into your next trading day. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And also, I just want to point out real quick yesterday, this is July 9th, IB high. Price opened up inside, visited this high, which I'm sure there's a ton of volume right here just by looking at this, and then went lower. And we visited the midpoint. I'm not even counting this wick because that was like a Trump tweet or whatever. Then we visited the midpoint, went higher. So yeah, I mean those are just some ways you can use this. And of course, you have to have context behind all of these, like composite profiles. What stage of auction market theory are we in? And yeah. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.